Welcome to the second installment of my Cyberpunk story narrations. In this series, I select popular and essential stories from the Cyberpunk tabletop RPGs by myPawnsmith, which act as prequels to Cyberpunk 2077. This will include both sourcebooks and supplements that will help to build upon your knowledge of Cyberpunk 2077 and its world. Each video will include a summary and linked analysis videos the stories are involved with. The Fall of the Towers is a story featured in Cyberpunk RED based on a portion of the events of Firestorm Shockwave. It revolves around a Militech strike team led by Morgan Blackhand, with the help of Johnny Silverhand and other individuals, in their mission to infiltrate the Arasaka Towers in 2023 during the Fourth Corporate War. I do want to state as well before we begin that there are slight differences between this story and Silverhand's flashbacks in 2077. Silverhand is an unreliable narrator and faulty as an engram, which results in these alterations. If you're interested in this topic, I cover it in my in-depth videos. I'll have a link down below. Now we can continue to the story. The door of the trailer swings open, and a young man in dark leathers, still dusty from the road, hauls himself into the air-conditioned command truck as light glints from the conchas on his hat and gun belt. A corned beef on rye is still half-eaten, clenched in his gunmetal gray fist. Evening, gatos y senoritas, the Aldecado, Santiago. He sends his regrets, but he has much to do now that the war is over. Many contracts for construction, many wounded and dead to look after, including family. But he has sent we Lobos to help in any way we can. Well, almost like old times, and Johnny? Thompson runs the diagnostics on his effin' row one last time as he speaks. Camouflage green combat armor sits next to him, his camera already tripped into the helmet's control port. Not quite. We've got a lot better support than 1,000 screaming fanboys this time. Rogue's grin quirks as she looks at Shaitan's huge camouflaged form, leaning against the massive, self-propelled artillery unit parked next to their trailer. We may be rescuing Alt, but the stakes are also a lot higher this time. A lot higher? Johnny's eyes are calm, but the hand clenches and unclenches, like it's possessed. Running loose through Arasaka's mainframes for a decade, grunts Thompson. Stands to reason, her luck was going to run out sooner or later. Last thing we need is that thing she created loose in the net after Rage's fallout. Johnny stands and looks out into the night. Finally, he says, Tonight, Arasaka Tower falls. For the last time. Well, Johnny, I have a request. Will you stop pacing and stand still and stop asking well every minute? Shaitan and I will have the door open when we have it open. This isn't like popping the lock on a chew for you. Spider goes back to work on decrypting the access codes on the door alarms, while Shaitan, the full-body Borg, bypasses the physical systems. Johnny sits on his haunches, waiting. Time passes. Spider looks up from her work, distracted by Johnny's pacing. You changed your hair. I do that, replies Johnny absently. You cut your braid. Spider ignores him. Then, and we've got it. Alright, the door's bypassed. Johnny stands up, the gun ready. Okay, Shaitan, you drew short straw, so you were in first. The Borg nods and lifts his gun pod. Right, see you in Valhalla if they've been lying to us. Shaitan cracks open the door, scanning it with a remote extension, then flings the door open, whipping his gun pod up in a smooth motion and firing off 2 quick shots from the grenade launcher. Sorry about that. Auto gun in the far corner, camera in the other, taken care of. Well, if that's all, let's get to work. Spider, the computers are in the next room. Everyone else, secure the perimeter, and let's get those demolition charges set up. Johnny strides into the room as if it were a stage and not a secret lab. Of course, it's probably the same to him. Spider thinks as she jacks her heavily shielded deck into the console before her. Hello? Alt? What? Who's there? Spider? Yep. My name's Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. What? Corny old flat vid Rach made me watch one day. Where's Rach? I thought he'd be writing point on any rescue. Rach is dead, Alt. Arasaka found his conapt and dropped a rock on it from orbit. Oh my god. Spider, I'm so sorry. Yeah, me too. And Arasaka will be too, Spider silently vows. Spider, are you almost done? Is she there? Is she okay? Chill, Johnny. Yes, I found her and I've dumped her into the memory core. Now I'm releasing a recursive virus to wipe out all mention of the Soul Killer program. And, well, It should remove any trace of evidence, at least electronic, that the Soul Killer ever existed. It's sort of like what face men use to erase an identity, only more general. Now give me some space. Make it fast. We've got to know we're here. Johnny steps back out to the outer lab, scanning for signs of trouble, which gives Spider time to walk over and download the last of the data chips. Then she closes down her deck and joins him outside, talking to that media, Thompson. What are those? Thompson asks. The cyber optic scanning the chips, Spider tucks into a pocket. Information on the development team, she says. Records on external net access from the router, basic stuff. We can track down the bastards who wrote this and check for any offline storage sites. It isn't, she reflects, completely a lie. After all, she does have that information, tucked away on the first chip. It's the other ones that contain her ace in the hole. And then everything goes sideways. Going somewhere, Adam Smasher's voice cuts through the silent offices like a bullet crack. Someone screams, as machine gun and shotgun fire from Arasaka troopers spray through the narrow hallway, cutting 3 of the team's Spec Ops troops in half. Spider scrambles behind a heavy pillar, as Rogue and Johnny take up position behind office furniture, wholly inadequate for the job of stopping heavy fire. Spider watches Titan simply fade into near invisibility against a wall. Rogue pops off a burst from her rifle and fires 2 grenades. The arrows seem to want the lab intact and aren't using heavy weapons. Team Alpha is under no such constraint. Titan fires off blast after blast from the portable cannon he calls a shotgun, but is tagged by an auto gun burst that sends him rolling. People on both sides spasm and fall as high-velocity death fills the entire floor of the building. Somewhere, Spider hears Thompson scream in pain. Things are bad. There are too damn many of them, plus that damned Borg. Time to make a decision. Bullets chip at her cover while she hurriedly links her cyber deck into the heavy suitcase memory stash carrying Alt. No time to double check, no time to confirm links or space available. She launches herself into the net, dragging the linked icons that represent Alt's personality, memories, and whatever else it is that makes her different from an expert system. All Alt has, she thinks, is a hope and a prayer. Here goes nothing. With a virtual toss, Spider fires the various portions of Alt out into the net, tagging them with a marker so that she can maybe retrieve them someday, and, if she gets lucky enough, re-res them back into her second best, now first best, friend. On the other side of the room, Johnny crouches under a desk, fighting with his past between bursts of gunfire. I left Alt last time, just abandoned her. Not again. Never again. Better to burn out, says the hand. Yeah, Johnny says to himself, and he knows what he has to do. Spider spends just a few seconds in the net, an eternity, and never enough time. She comes back to find her cover still getting powdered, although the cacophony has diminished. She sees Rogue discarding her empty rifle and pulling 2 heavy pistols. Spider draws her own flechette pistol, its heavy weight somehow comforting in her hand. Suddenly, Johnny's voice rings out, not in song but in challenge. Hey, Steelhead, let's rock and roll. Johnny is standing in plain sight. The Militech SMG in one hand, the Malorian in another, he begins pumping out rounds at Adam. Adam turns, but hesitates, astonished at the audacity of the rocker boy, challenging him with weapons that won't even crease his cyborg armor. An arm comes up, the auto shotgun, and it open fires. APDS rounds cut the young rocker in half. Johnny spins and falls to the ground, a surprised look on his face, the Malorian still smoking in his fist. It only takes a second, but a second is all Shaitan needs. He seems to emerge from the wall behind Adam and grapples with him. Seeing an opening, Rogue and Spider react as one. Rogue stands, bullets streaming from her pistols like tears, raking down Arasaka troopers. Spider sits up and fires, picking Ara targets and putting them down, one shot after another. It's all just a V-sim, she says to herself. Just a game. Just a game. Adam lurches around, but Shaitan's grip is that of desperation. Spider sees that Shaitan's right arm hangs shattered and limp on his side, blasted by a grenade. It's only a matter of seconds before Adam gets free and takes them all down. Get out of here, I've got him. Shaitan's hollow, metallic voice bellows at the 2 women. The rest of the Aras are down, but so are the Spec Ops. Rogue, Spider, and a crippled Thompson are alone with the 2 battling Borgs. They can hear more soldiers coming. They know they have no choice. As Spider moves to Rocker Boy's mangled form, Rogue grabs her arm. Her hard eye is boring into Spider's own. Johnny's dead, Spider. Help me get Thompson out of here. Rogue's eyes speak of certainty and incredible pain, all slammed away behind an iron will to survive. Keep the meat baggage light, Race used to say. Spider reaches inside her jacket. She pulls out the data slug Alt downloaded to her so long ago. It's surprisingly heavy. She whispers, "Sorry, Johnny," as she rams it home into the back of a dying rocker school. Then she turns, reaches out for the data suitcase, but sees that it, too, has been savaged by gunfire. 2 friends down in as many minutes. She quietly wishes Alt good luck, but at least Johnny will be avenged. Spider thinks as she and Rogue drag the wounded Thompson to the elevator. She softly touches the remaining data chips in her pocket, and so will Rach. And with this final vow by Spider Murphy, the story ends rather abruptly. This of course is in part due to the idea that it is a smaller portion of the Firestorm Shockwave adventure, though multiple aspects of this story have been built upon and detailed in addition to the original, of course primarily to set the scene for 2077. This short yet detailed story of the 2023 raid allows us to take a glance at what actually occurred in stark contrast to what Silverhand's flashbacks present to us. Let me know down below your thoughts on Silverhand's sudden death and Spider Murphy's plan to save Alt and avenge her friends. Do you think she succeeded and brought Alt back as Angel? Is she even still alive by the time of V's uprising as a Night City legend? I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Hey Choom, thanks for watching the whole video. If you enjoyed and want to keep up to date on Cyberpunk 2077 lore, discoveries, and additional content, subscribe to my channel on screen. If you've been watching and would like to support my content further, I now have channel memberships for as low as $1 a month. It can get you access to the emoticons and icons on screen, member polls, comment priority, as well as your name at the end of all my videos. But overall, my channel and I will remain as it has been. Have a great day.